We are live. We are live. Welcome to the Couch Doodle Show live. Bacon is great. Prove me wrong. My name is Fragaboom. It's about 11:22. I put a thing saying we were going to start at 11:25, but I decided to start. What does that say? It says
we are live. We are live. Welcome to.
It says we're two backers away from bacon 1Z. Not a bacon onesie. I'm not talking about a bacon onesie. That should have been an exclamation point. Bacon, exclamation point. Save change.
Bacon onesie.
I know a bacon onesie would be nice.
Wait, you shouldn't. You should have bought that bacon onesie.
I didn't think about that, baby. I did not think about that. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. What up, Oni64? How are you? How are you? We got 5 awesome people in the mix. Let me turn mention you. Just mentioned you just now. What's your name? Lily what? Lily Bell Frega. So we are only 2 backers away from bacon, which is pretty dang amazing.
And then
I thought maybe quite possibly we would get there by Friday, and as you can see, we're at 83,804. I made a video today where Malin was talking about bacon, and then of course Anna, sorry, I call her Anna because of the dang Frozen movie. What up, Past Master Dan and Little Frega? He's calling you
Frega B.
Frega B. She likes that.
B-E.
Rotten Glory, what's up, my man? What is up? Thank you, sir. Thank you. You guys were there in the beginning. You and Adam AF. Very cool. Let's refresh this and see where we're at. I have no disillusion that we'll be at 1,000 on this stream, but I do close. We're 2 away, which is pretty darn incredible. I've got the chat in the chat. The link in the chat. Obviously, I have not had my copy yet today.
Should I go make you one?
Thank you. You're the best. That's what it's all about. I'm putting it in Twitter if anybody wants to join. I'm also putting it in this other deal here. See if anybody else wants to join. Hopefully that's there. There we go. Bam. Bam. All right. I've distributed. No, you didn't say 1. Are you joking with me, Hunter Grendel? Are you kidding? Let's take a look. If it's 1 away, we are 1 away. I'm taking a screenshot of this. It's before and after. It is before and after. What up, Linkovich? What up, Lock It Up Inc? Anybody wants to join in? Now's the time. We're gonna have a little bit of a short stream. Maybe go for a half hour until bacon time. In fact, I know we have a little bit upstairs, and I might have to go get at that. The Mrs. Frega is gonna go out to the shop today to pick up the pork products, I believe. Let's go to YouTube real quick. YouTube. Go to my channel here. Uh-oh, I hear screaming upstairs. There's always craziness. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can get the volume on this.
What would you rather have? You had to eat one food the rest of your life. A table full of sausages, or well, you would probably pick bacon. A table full of bacon, or like a table full of like ham. Bacon. Like,
I guess we're having the bacon debate. I love bacon. I don't like pork, but I like bacon. Also, wait, Fraga, you know what linguiça is then? I think linguiça is better than bacon. Like, if I had to choose between linguiça and bacon, I would choose linguiça. So good.
There we have it. Anna chooses linguiça, and I have to tell you this right now that I am a huge fan of linguiça. I'm gonna say that I have to co-sign Anna's sentiments. I'm also Portuguese, so there's that, you know. Let's bring in George Peter. How are you, George? How you
I'm
doing today?
fine. I'm doing fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing great, man. We are about to see if we're gonna get the pork extravaganza. We got a list of things that we need to get. We need to get bacon. We need to get Canadian bacon. We need British bacon. We need pork jowl, turkey bacon, chicken bacon, and now we're adding prosciutto. Thank you, prosciutto and linguiça. So it is literally the Pork-tacular.
It's little.
Oh well, you know,
Okay.
there's a company up here called Schneider's.
Schneider sounds familiar.
Schneider's they do meats and what do they do is
George.
they also do bacon, and there's also
Yeah.
Costco Kirkland bacon.
Kirkland bacon's great. I've had it. Their
Oh.
thick cut is fantastic.
It's absolutely fantastic, and
There
they
ain't
also
nothing
have
wrong with it.
if you're lucky enough to find
You get one.
in Costco the was it the honey
One more left.
the honey
Yeah.
maple bacon.
Oh yeah, yeah. The maple bacon's great. Hey George, we're gonna go and we're gonna check. We're hearing from the soldiers on the street that we hit 1,000 backers. Let's take a look and see if that's true. We'll see if it is 1,001. That is excellent. This is such fantastic news. That you guys are here. The 38 people that are here, you get to. It says our contribution is 1,077. I think what they do when they have refunds, like when cards don't go through, they chop them. So this is fantastic news, guys.
Oh my gosh, we're doing
This
the
is fantastic
Pork-tacular.
news. What's up, Rotten Glory? Welcome to the Couch Doodle Show. How are you, sir?
Hell, Fragaboom.
Doing it.
It's official.
Yes.
It's official, man. We're doing pork extravaganza, man. It's happening.
Wow.
Mr. John Malin, I'm gonna have to let everybody know.
I wish I
We're probably gonna do this thing either tomorrow or Saturday. I'm gonna leave it up to the chat and comments. I'm gonna have to change. I'm changing the name of this stream now to Pork-tacular is real pork.
Oh man, I was like, oh, I better get in there because this is gonna happen. And right as I was popping in, I heard you like,
put 3 exclamation.
it happened. Very nice, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. How you doing this fine Thursday?
I'm doing
Wish
well,
I had a
man. I'm doing
drone
really
so
well.
I could go.
There's so much momentum and excitement in Comicsgate right now, and you are certainly a big part of that.
I'm happy to be part of it. It's a blessing and an honor to be part of it. I'm really glad that Comicsgate sees me as one of their own. We are Comicsgate. Look at that. Look at Michael Green. Michael Green said came in at the perfect time. That's right, sir. If you guys want to check the description links, that's the link over to the campaign if you want to check it out. But more importantly, there's a free PDF of issues 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Black Flag, the original series from 1995, as well as a link to the original 1994 Fragaboom mixtape. Play some Fragaboom. We're going to celebrate. What we're going to do is, yes, sir, in a disguise. Thank you, Andrew Sabina. We're going to be doing the Pork-tacular, the pork extravaganza. We are going to probably find out maybe, let's try to do it Saturday. That way people are home. Give you a couple days to go pick up your meats. And we're going to do it maybe Saturday at noon. Let's call it Saturday at noon Eastern. So that's 9 o'clock for our wonderful West Coast guests and all the other stuff in between. So George, what's going on with you, dude?
Well, I was just finishing up some really heavy 3D modeling, and when I saw the Twitter, I'm going like, hey, sure, why not? Pop in, congratulate you. I was watching on the other side as the numbers were coming up and up and up, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. What are the odds that you're going to come into the stream and be out that moment when that number changes?
This morning I saw it and my wife was like, you're only 6 away. I was like, yeah, it's going to happen maybe later today or tomorrow. I was hoping for Friday, and then as I was in the shower, I heard my phone text, and she said 3 away. I said, "Oh shoot, I better get downstairs."
So what CG EVS has really shown that having these benchmarks is so it's so crucial to building that excitement. What's the next goal, man?
Next
Yeah.
goal, well, we're almost this is funny.
No.
Someone asked if I'm
Yeah,
an
and I
ape.
want to know about that too. When is this pink bunny suit happening?
Okay.
How does that
let
work?
me bring Zach DB. What's up, Zach? How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, Fraga?
Welcome to the show.
Okay, before anybody goes, I have to drop off.
Oh, you do?
Congratulations.
Thank you, George Peter.
I'm going to be watching in the chat, hearing in the chat.
Excellent, man. Thank you for coming through, as always, man.
Take care.
All right, be good. All right.
Why is everybody talking about the bunny?
The bunny suit, because I have a goal, and that's what Rotten Glory was asked about. The next goals we have are 100K. And if we hit 100K, we are adding stickers to the stretch goals. Everybody who's ordered, every tier gets stickers. And so is the bunny suit. I'm getting a pink bunny suit like the one that Ralphie wore. I was on Adam AF's show with Drew, Mr. E, and I said I was excited as Ralphie at Christmas Eve, and someone brought up the pink bunny suit, and we ended up agreeing that I would have to be a pink bunny. The other thing too, there's a weird one. I've already taken the picture. And this is, not, this isn't a great picture. Someone said I had to go shirtless. So I took it this morning in the shower in preparation. Not that it's going to happen. That's it there. That's all you get. If we get over 100 requests,
you got to save that for war campaign, man.
Yeah. Well, I think they asked for it. I think they asked for it. Like there's like a campaign on Twitter to have me do the shirtless picture, but I told them they got to get into the triple digits because it's not going to happen. But I took it just in case it would happen. I was like, hey, you know what? Now's the time.
What do they have to say in the comments for? So if they say 100 of something that you
No,
said,
there needs to be 100 requests via Twitter that say I need this to happen. So hopefully it's not going to happen because King KDI has got it right. I am both a dad and have a dad bod. I'm building. I got a keg.
But come on, let's get real here. By CG standards, you're like an Adonis. You're a chiseled god.
Yeah, Rod's got it there.
That's hilarious.
people are already saying,
Michael Green says
yeah.
it's going to get freeze framed. I doubt it. I went really fast.
Oh, that's probably already. That's on the Twitter like this second.
It'll be a blur. Here, okay. Here, I'll do it one more time. One more time to see how good they are at freeze framing. That's all you get. See, look at that.
Dude, Deadwood Dale is already turning this into a musical montage.
That'd be great. I love Deadwood Dale. He's one of my favorites. Geek Chorus is great. Oh, you need a sharpener? All right, my son needs. I have an old school style. Like when I say old school, I mean like a crank style pencil sharpener that's got a little vacuum.
Wow, I haven't seen one of those since maybe 6th grade.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Nice.
I gotta, and this sound.
Oh boy.
There it is. I know it brings back memories, right? Like all kinds of grade school memories.
Not necessarily good ones, but it depends on who you are, I guess.
Sure. So Zach, this is your first time on the show. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, hey. I'm also an illustrator and a comic book artist. Been drawing for most of my life and a huge fan of yours for at least half of it.
Oh, thanks, man. Did you draw the illustration in your icon?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
Excellent work,
wow.
man. And is that traditional or digital? What'd you do that in?
Yeah, I did that in digital.
Awesome. What's your weapon of choice, or do you have multiples?
I usually use Krita. I used to be Photoshop until they decided that I had to pay every month for it.
Oh, yes.
So I was like, I gotta find something else. And I tried clip art, but I just couldn't get the hang of it. Yeah. But then I found Krita, and it has a really good kind of like a painterly engine for brushes and stuff. So I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'm getting this. So I just stuck with it.
Do you do anything on the tablet at all, like on an iPad?
I don't have an iPad, but I
okay.
have what I have is a Huion
Oh,
tablet monitor for the
That's
computer.
cool.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like a
those are nice.
Cintiq.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I roll.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you guys want to check out Zach on Twitter, it is at ZachDB. That'll
Oh,
get you
great.
there, right?
Yeah, check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And are you on Instagram? Can other people see you on
Yeah,
Instagram?
it's something long and stupid, but yeah, I think it's like Zach DB illustration.
Can they
something
find
like
it
that.
on? Is it on your Twitter? Like if they go to at ZachDB, can they just like is
Maybe
there a
if
link?
they dig.
Yeah, do it, man. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
get that Instagram in your bio, man.
Did you guys when I played the bacon video, were you guys able to hear the audio on it? I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again.
I don't think I was here for that.
I'm gonna play it again because it needs to be brought in. Here we go. Can you guys
What
hear
would
the
you rather
sizzle?
have? You had to eat one food the rest of your life.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're getting
Table
audio.
full of sausages,
Yeah.
or you would probably pick bacon. A table full of bacon, or like a table full of like ham. Bacon, like
I guess we're having the bacon debate. I love bacon. I don't like pork, but I like bacon. Also, wait, Fragga, you know what linguiça is then? I think linguiça is better than bacon. Like, if I had to choose between linguiça and bacon, I would choose linguiça. Okay.
She knows what's up. Linguiça is probably the finest of pork products. I hadn't even thought of that when I was bringing up the pork extravaganza. Someone has informed me that tomorrow, Friday, is Fish Friday. Apparently, there's a holiday happening. So we're definitely doing the Pork-tacular, pork extravaganza, a.k.a. the extravaganza, on Saturday. If you get a chance, you can get your churro, your shugo. You need to prepare phone wants to hear. Hold on, let me do this. Put this in that ear, and we'll share. Here, you put it in. I'm not gonna do it. There we go. Jewish kosher bacon for Jesse's mom. There we go. You know what's really weird about that Rick Springfield song? Did you know that his dad's name is Jesse, and it was a song about his mom? Really strange.
Mm,
Really, really strange.
did not know that.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
I'm
I
just
wanted-
making it up.
Wanted to say too, I think it was such a smart move offering the PDFs of the Black Flag. You know, it gives people an entry point. It's
Yeah.
generous of you to do that. I think it's,
Excellent.
this is
Thank
just
you, man.
like so many things you've done. Just coming in full blast into CG, being proud of that, being willing to work with smaller channels, giving of your time, offering people up the PDFs, and you're just kind of giving people a blueprint for how this is done. I think you're doing a
I'll
great
tell you
job.
what, man. Thank you very much. One thing I realized in my older age is that kindness doesn't cost anything. And, just being kind doesn't cost anything at all. And, I think that's it. I don't know if you saw Pop Frega, my dad, on the stream the other day.
I did. That was great.
he taught us about politeness and respect for others and things like that. And
Yeah.
and as far as like marketing's concerned, I realized coming into Comicsgate that it did my 30-year career in comics does not matter. I mean, it's cool that and and $1.50 will get me a coffee at Starbucks. Like I feel like people that would like to know should know. I didn't think they needed to pay for it. I gave it away to people early when they signed up for the pre-launch, and then I thought, hey man, I'm gonna give it out. And if anybody doesn't have it, they just go into the link in the description. You can get the PDF. You can get the mixtape. Also, I've got a song called Nike That, which is about motivating yourself and getting up off of your haunches to do things. And I'm going to be giving that one away for free as well. It's a song. And then I'm going to do a making of video where I draw a pair of Black Flag Nikes I'm gonna draw up all of, on the side of them and then
All
put them in
right.
as a perk. So
Nice.
constantly thinking of fun. I don't know if you guys feel it. I always feel it. It's the presence of greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, Death Metal Hero.
Boom.
What up, Boombox? What up, Fraga?
What's up, man? How are you? Happy day to you. Good morning. I know you're over here in
morning.
the east like me.
The king.
Yeah. Is it raining up near you guys?
We got a lot of rain, man. A lot of rain.
Not
Okay. Yeah, it's raining right now, so
Yeah.
I might actually have a day off from Manuel's Labor Emporium.
That's awesome. And dude, I saw your grill spread on Twitter. My goodness. Donald
Yeah.
doesn't know anything. When he was knocking your steak, dude, I wanted to have Spot's powers and reach into that thing and pull that steak out. 'Cause
Hell yeah.
hot
It was a
damn,
good
that
one.
looked good.
Yeah.
That looked
We got
really
a good little grill over on the porch there.
That's awesome. I'm gonna send my dad the link real quick. Hold on a second. Let him know because I'm sure
Grandpa on?
he's not on yet, but I'm gonna send it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves. That's her way of seeing Grandpa. My dad lives over in California where we used to live, and let's see that making sure link. We would see him maybe once a year. We would go up there in May during Memorial Day. We would usually visit with my dad. This guy named Joe Field. He's the guy who started Free Comic Day. We used to go and visit him. And then also I would see like Art Adams and his family. We'd always have like a quick brunch with them because they live like 5 minutes from my dad. But now the only way we get to really see him is via phone call, FaceTime, that sort of thing. Michael Green! What's up,
What's
my
going
man?
on, guys? Hey, I can only stay in for a second. I just wanted to come and say congratulations. I'm at work right now. But
Thanks, man.
I just wanted to say congrats on hitting that 1,000. Now
I'm really
100K
excited.
is next. See, I've got more
100K, well,
stuff up on my walls at work than I do at home.
I might add a stretch goal, but it's got to be a silly one. SDA is asking where in Cali, Northern California, a place called Martinez. But we need to come up with an 85K stretch goal, you guys, because we're really close. Look, we're 1,017 away.
Just ask people in the comments to say what they want.
Yeah,
to
you guys
happen.
think of something fun. Oh shoot!
What?
Holy smoke,
my
guys!
God.
We're
That's going to be a
900.
quick stretch goal, man.
Yeah, but we got to come
Let's
up.
make it 90.
Yeah,
Let's make it 90.
Okay, 90 stretch goal.
All right.
Because I was like 85. I don't know how fast this is going to move.
He always underestimates. Look at this guy.
I have to underestimate. But when you guys see and here, I'm sadly my Todd McFarlane interview, the audio can't be fixed, so I have to pay a subtitle company to come in and put captions. But one of my favorite things, and I'm calling it the Rules of Success by Todd McFarlane. One of the things that's really fantastic is he gives these words of advice, and one of them is to going into your day, keeping your expectations low, and by doing so, you're just going to be surprised and happy all the time. You know, Ballon d'Or says he wants a patch. We are going to end up getting a patch probably in the second campaign.
And
I know Luke wants one.
Oh yeah. Up there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something bacon related.
Should I close the door?
Yeah, close the door. Thanks. Yeah, baby's getting into craziness last night. But the keeping the expectations low, and Todd used traffic of all things as an example. And you know, if we expect to get to work on time, that's an expectation. I left on time. I left early. I expect to get to work on time. And then when you get into traffic, you get pissed. I'm going to be late, and you get angry because you had this expectation that you were going to be on time. But if you went in and just said, "Hey, you know, the only thing I can expect right now is that I'm here in the present, and I hope to get to work, but I'm not expecting it." When you get to work on time, you're like, I made it. You know, it brings more joy in your life. And I guess gratitude's another thing that we have to bring more into our lives. Dan, I want a pineapple. They have them at the store. I don't know how to get you a pineapple other than Pineapple Perception. That's the only other way I know. But guys, man, I want to say thank you to the panel, thank you to the chat for getting us over that 1,000 backer hump. We hit it. That was something that Ethan said would be a challenge. There were some statements earlier in the year that nobody could get over 1,000. Devil Blade has. I have. What, baby?
You should do a live stream of drawing for 24 hours.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that. She likes to write. She likes to write.
We know who's cracking the whip over there, man.
They all are. All of the ones that are lacking the unit are running the roost. I live in a matriarchy for sure. There are three. There's 7 of us, and three of us are boys. Brian Scanlon's in the house, guys. This is one of my buddies from back home. He's an incredible brewer. If you guys like beer, he's the guy to talk to. He knows how to make it. He knows how to. He knows all of the ins and outs. Brian Scanlon. Lilybell, you say hi to Brian Scanlon. He's in the chat.
Hi.
Yeah.
Death Metal Kitty.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip out though. I gotta go. I'll see you guys.
All right, Mr. Green. Big love to you, dude. Happy Thursday. Get those meats. We're gonna make this happen on Saturday.
All right, I got
All
it.
right, man. Peace out.
No.
Up, I'm back. Death Metal Kitty.
Yep, this is Grace. Every time I sit down, she has to jump into my lap.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I miss my cats, man. I'm big. I mean, I love the black cat. I'm a big fan of calicos, but my number one are the orange ones. Those orange cats, especially when you get them when they're babies, and you take care of them and you let them know that you got their back. They are so loyal. They're loyal until the end.
Absolutely.
And I had a cat. I bring him up on streams often. His name was Maboy, Muhboi, Maboy. Scanlon knows Maboy. The secret of Maboy, and this is I've had this said so many times by people that hate cats. I don't even like cats, but I love Maboy. Like, lay it down.
You didn't tell me cats. Wow.
What's that? Tell you what.
That the people said that.
Yeah, you were a baby when he left. Well, you weren't a baby, but he was about 17 and a half, and he just walked off into the sunset. He didn't even die on us. He was we could tell that he was getting there, but he literally just left.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to put you guys through this. He's good. Kitty.
Was he an indoor outdoor cat?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
he
they'll
lived
do.
a lot of it. He lived a lot of it there. Your boy Zach in the chat. It'd be dope if he was. He's more than welcome into the chat if he wants. Comicsgate is over 2 million since
That's
January,
awesome.
Which is freaking epic. Guys, I'm feeling DNA. Welcome, Mr. Bob Fraga, Mr. Bob Fraga, Mr. Bob
What up,
Fraga,
Fragaboom?
Hey,
how are you? Good morning.
I'm fine. I'm using my
How's
Mac
over
today. Is it looking
Excellent.
okay? I don't know how the lighting
Yeah,
is.
you look great. Yeah, you're a little backlit, but you look great, Dad.
Kind of glowing.
Yeah,
Hey, how you doing there, guy?
We hit the pork extravaganza, Dad. We made it.
We did.
We made it. Let me bring it into the chat. Let you see the numbers. This is a wonderful thing. We hit 1,000 backers during the stream, Pop.
Wait, refresh it. We might have gotten more.
See, she's very
wow.
enthusiastic.
Man,
I love that.
1,002.
She's all about it, man.
1,002. We're still at
She is.
1,002.
That's my girl.
But we are now $951 away from 85,000, which is an epic thing. I want to show you the bacon video, Dad. I know you've met John Malin now.
Yeah, I saw that about half hour ago.
You had to eat one food the rest of your life. A table full of sausages, you would probably pick bacon. a table full of bacon or like a table full of like ham. Bacon, like.
I guess we're having the bacon debate. I love bacon. I don't like pork, but I like bacon. Also, wait, Fraga, you know what linguiça is then? I think linguiça is better.
Yeah.
She got real excited.
That's a Portuguese for you. We love our linguiça.
Linguiça wins.
So the bacon wars have begun. I mean, this is going to be an epic battle for the ages.
Oh man, we got Bacon Wars and we got Steak Gate on Twitter.
I'll enter in on State Gate for sure.
How has nobody made a meme of EVS with tomahawk steaks in both hands, like doing the Last of the Mohicans? Like, where's the Last of the Mohicans meme on that? I can't.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Deadwood Dale did a quick one. Comic Vantage is in the house, man. Thank you so much. Comic Vantage, if you guys haven't subscribed already, you better. That's the homie that got us to 1,000 backers. That's the homie. He was sending his followers, subscribers over to our channel to subscribe, which got us to a point where we could do things. Comic Vantage is the man. So anything to show my gratitude and our gratitude as a channel. If you're not subscribed, go check him out. He talks about comics, very, very educated in comics and comic collecting. So check him out. Yeah, man. Well, let's see. Let's see.
So does anybody know why YouTube disabled the ability to go to somebody's channel by clicking on their name? Because that made it so easy for me to find new channels.
It's
a
good question.
I didn't even know they disabled that. Really?
Oh,
Give us some feedback.
What?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
we
sure.
can try.
Dan, enlighten me. When does the pink rabbit costume come in?
See, the most important topic once again rises to the
100,000 pop.
100,000.
Now, do you already have this suit in your possession?
No, it's going to be in my possession on Monday. So I'm going to show people I'm a man of my word. That I actually went out and got it. I got it. I purchased it. I'll show you here.
I didn't get to see it yet.
Yeah, well, it hasn't arrived. It says it's getting here on Monday. Your mom's got 6 orders in the cart. It's always funny to me when.
So the ideal here is going to be getting you to that 100K by Monday.
Oh wait, out for guys, look what it's
here sooner.
Out for delivery.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to be coming on Monday.
Let's go.
It's out for delivery, guys.
Apparently, the pink bunny suit is considered an essential product.
It is. That's
Damn
what
right.
they're telling us. That's what they're telling us, guys. I
Is there going to be a preview? Just out of curiosity, or do we have to wait?
A preview of the bunny suit?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, Dad. The problem with my house is we have. Well, it's not a problem. We have cameras, right? We have the baby cam, which also happens to be where I get dressed. So if someone was to hack that footage of me trying it on, it might get leaked.
Oh my God!
There are some enterprising individuals out there, man.
I know. Thank God for VPN.
Bunny Gate. Oh my God, Bunny Gate coming up.
You're gonna be a furry hero soon.
Guys, I sense the presence of greatness. I don't know if you guys feel it. I definitely feel the presence of greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Post. Welcome, sir.
Oh, hey.
How are you?
Adam.
What's up, Adam? Oh, thank you for having me. How's it going?
It's going well. It's crazy. I'm used to seeing your curtains like red at nighttime. Now you're all backlit. It's cool.
Well, I need curtains. I got to have my curtains up. Otherwise, the magic's not the same.
That's yes.
I am advising my client not to discuss the bunny costume circumstance until it can be further resolved with the outstanding parties. Apparently, there was some miscommunication regarding the bunny costume. There will be a bunny costume. The debt shall be honored. However, at this time, there needs to be some further discussion over the definition of what until fulfillment means, because there is certainly, while there is a precedent for some humiliating and fun acts to take place in regards to achieving certain successful goals, there are no such precedents for wearing a bunny costume for anything, beyond the length of, say, 6 hours or so. at one given time.
You're calling it at 6 hours. So
well, I've been in touch with Adam AF on prior matters, and I think
he didn't set the terms. He didn't set the terms.
It was mail-in,
well,
right?
we do have a 2-week precedent with the mail-in eyebrows.
That's what it was. That's where it got brought in.
Those improve his looks, and they still go on. Sometimes when I'm on, he puts the eyebrows on just to show that he's more eyebrow man than I am.
Are you suggesting that the bunny suit will not improve Fragaboom's looks?
Well, we don't know yet. That's for further discovery. That's for further consideration and discovery. But that's how we back each other up in CJ all day, every way.
See, this lock it up is calling the same demands, man. Once I start delivering, once fulfillment starts, and
I look at it a lot of way. You know, when we're on for Comicsgate, we're doing YouTube. One of the things I see is Dan Fraga delivering. First of all, he delivered his father. An honor to meet you, sir. I love to see like family get involved. Ethan's father was on, once or twice on his show, and that's half of where the success comes from. It is exciting to see family involved. People know you're dedicated, but you're delivering like a madman already with these YouTube streams.
It's a good time.
You're on for hours a day. You're having fun. You're interacting with people, and that is part of what we're paying for when we back Black Flag or my project, College of the Dead, or any other project.
Hey, tell us about College of the Dead.
College of the Dead. It's my zombie apocalypse book. I will give you the rundown. I'll give you the hook.
Awesome.
Just have to hang out with.
You hang out with into your territory, Dan.
You hang out with Dan Fraga a little bit. You start to rhyme and rap.
It's
natural. It's a
It
natural.
comes
feeling.
from the rap. Yeah.
I'm bringing it in so people can see what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And I gotta say, I saw you on Raging Golden Eagle. No curtains. And the magic, the power, it just wasn't exuding.
I saw you commented that.
And here you are. You got the curtains.
Had to put the curtains. Well, you can't go on Fraga's show and not juice things up. I mean, you got to bring it. If you don't, look, you guys know how it is because you're on Fraga's show. This is Zombie College. This is after high school. What I was just showing is the prototypes of the books. The books are completely done. They shipped June 2020. And this is the second book in the series. The first book is still available as well on the campaign. And it's a zombie apocalypse that takes place on a college campus. And teachers and students are fighting for their lives. They're fighting with each other. But you see some really cool, like, college type of stories. Like Brendan, you see in the beginning of this book, is at a party. He's drinking. He's fooling around with another girl who's at this party, doesn't even know her name. They start hooking up a little bit. She runs off. And then he has to go run after her because he's kind of like, hey, wait a minute. What happened? What happened? She's telling her friends, hey, he took things too far with me. And he's like, well, hold on. We were just having a good time. Boom, zombie apocalypse hits.
Oh.
So then they're separated.
Yeah.
And then he needs to go chase after her and talk to her to save her, but also to kind of find out like what went down with the two of them.
Yeah.
So, is he a hero? Is he a victimizer? You kind of don't know. And he doesn't know. But it's a real interesting story, and
let's take a look at the video.
Oh yeah, video. Thanks, man.
Let's watch the video.
I guess Dan, some of my best friends are zombies.
Perfect.
I feel like a zombie.
Can you crank the audio a little bit, brother?
Yeah, it should. Let me grab it.
I can hear it.
Okay, maybe it's me.
It's really low, but I can hear it.
All right, it's working.
Way in the background.
Oh.
Oh.
I can't answer that.
That's a great little thing.
Yeah,
the college that cost you an arm and a leg. Oh,
cost you an arm and a leg.
That's so great.
Okay, let's go through your perks if you wanna. You wanna talk?
Yeah, by all means, by all means.
All right, let's check them out.
So I didn't plan on making a lot of alternate covers, but I made this one alternate cover. So there's the main cover is the graduation day cover, where the students are in caps and gowns as zombies. But I made this other cover. Oh, I guess those are the three main ones. So I made this other cover with the girl running around with a torch, and she's kind of surrounded by zombies about to get attacked. And that cover came out so good, I was like, you know what? I want to make a cover where the girl's getting actually attacked by the zombies. That's the
this one here, right?
Well, that one's before she gets attacked. That's the torch one, absolutely.
And
then, boom, she's getting it. They're taking a piece out of her. Party attack.
Her hair color changed.
Different girl.
Oh, okay.
Different girl.
Excellent.
Equally as tasty, clearly.
Yeah. They make good snacks. These girls. It's not. Hey, college costs you an arm and a leg, even more than that sometimes.
And you got a wonderful narwhal cover here.
Yeah, narwhal is so cool. And I was interviewing him on my channel months ago, and he had this piece that was from Earthbound, his book.
Yeah.
And the energy between the two characters was so cool. It was just so interesting to me. And I was like, that's really cool. Could you zombify that? And he's like, yeah, let me mess with it. And we worked on it off for a couple of weeks on it and finally came up with this version of it, which I'm calling College Bound, which is, I even have the prototype for that cover.
That's awesome. A lot of good energy in that picture. I like it.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Do I have the prototype at hand?
Yeah, I got the prototype.
I'm gonna get you big.
Thank you, brother. That's the narwhal one. Isn't that neat? He's amazing. He's just amazing. All of the variants I made virgin covers.
Yeah,
nice. You don't need logos for that. No. And then there's the party attack cover. Yeah, thanks, man.
That's a cool choice. I think that you made the right call on that. It makes it a especially unique item, and it lets the art shine.
Yeah. I love being Fragaboom and GI Jackrabbits hasn't come up just yet, but I'm going to start sending some art to Dan on the remade and the relaunched GI Jackrabbits that I'm working on, because that was my love. That was my book I did when I was 15 years old. It was funny because I was talking to another friend of mine, and I was like, I really was making comics back in the day. It was Ninja Turtles just launched about a year and a half before I started up with GI Jackrabbits.
Really?
Before it was that big, because it was 1980. I published 1986 GI Jackrabbits was actually in stores, and it was the black and white boom times. It was wild.
Oh
yeah.
I had Boris the Bear.
Boris the Bear was big. Yeah, they parodied kind of almost everything, but nobody parodied G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is like the coolest thing. That and Ninja Turtles was so cool. So it was like people doing animal parodies, everything. Why are we not doing G.I. Jackrabbits? So I was like, all right, I'll do G.I. Jackrabbits. And who knew that it was that? It wasn't easy, but it wasn't that hard. It's like you just got to kind of be passionate about it and talk to people before you know, like. I'm sure, like you're seeing, Dan, you're like, yeah, I'm Comicsgate. And like, all right, well, if you're Comicsgate, this whole world wants to check you out and support you.
That's right. It's funny, man.
I'm sorry, Dan. Adam, as you're sitting there talking, my mind started wandering, and it came to me the jackalope, and I can imagine a jackalope GI rabbit as a jackalope.
We have a couple of different types of rabbits. And I'm writing this with Professor Geek. We basically stripped it down to the essentials. And we're like, all right, I want to kind of expand this to be, more than just a parody. So we added in a couple of additional characters, and we remade. So we have a walrus in GI Jackrabbits. We have a few different animals, and animals get kind of like cloned. There's alien tech involved. It's pretty wild. We actually kind of like almost Fraged it up a little bit. Come to think of it, it gets nuts in there.
You were frigging it up before I was, man. My very first thing I did, I was talking on a stream yesterday about this. I my very first published work was in a local town newspaper called the Martinez News Gazette, and I had a daily strip. I put out a strip that ran along with the rest of the comics in their comics section called The Adventurer. And then my first sort of like stapled publication was a fanzine called Views, where we would do interviews and reviews. And I interviewed Carl Potts. We did a whole we did a whole thing on Ninja Turtles. We did a whole like thing on looking forward, like a countdown to Tim Burton's Batman. This will tell you like how far back it was. But I was like 15 or almost 16 now. Good times, man. There's nothing like that because, you know, the sky's the limit. We were learning about pre-press. We were learning about things. And I don't know about you. Were you able to do your pre-press stuff on the early Macintosh, or were you doing
No. Yeah, man. It was like there was
cutting.
My friend's mom had a graphic design business. There was no computer. It was all like literally typeset.
Yeah.
And they had you know, negatives and stuff, and cameras, and they would shoot the negatives for the thing. I mean, it was really, really like Gutenberg, like old school.
Wow, man.
Definitely old school. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Super old school. Like you wouldn't even really have photocopies with. I mean, it was really like. I mean, I'm sure we had photocopied, but we didn't have access to large format photocopies.
Yeah,
sure.
I used to work in pre-press like before I was hired by Rob. Hold on, I've got to turn this down. Before I was hired by Rob, I ended up working at a place called Interactive Composition Corporation, and they made textbooks. So it was my job. I had multiple jobs. One of the jobs I would do is I would help do layout on a Mac. And this was new stuff then. All of the graphics, because they were too intense for a Macintosh, were hand done. We hand cut this stuff called Rubylith to do color separations. We would go shoot them in a dark room. We would get the film. We'd slap the film on a light box, look for any sort of problems like specks or hairs. We had liquid film. We would go through like with a jeweler's loop and go through and hit it up with liquid film. We take that to this thing called the Oslid machine, and you put the film on this UV paper, flip it over, it exposes the film to UV light, and all the stuff that was see-through would hit this paper, and we ran these papers through this really horrible smelling ammonia solution. And when we were done, we would have these things called blue lines. They were a blue printout of the book. Like it was just this blue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have blueprints. Sure. Blue lines. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's where I learned about printing. And by the time I got into being quote unquote pro, everything changed, you know, like we were sending PDF files and zip disks and things like that instead of those things. My daughter keeps poking me. Yes.
Should I get you something to eat?
No.
It's 12.
I know. If you're hungry, you can go get some food. No. You stay in on the long haul. She likes being on the stream. She likes hanging with Grandpa.
It's fun. Oh, yeah. She was asking yesterday.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
How bizarre is it, the acceleration of change that we've experienced in our lifetime, you know? Not that long ago, you could expect a whole generation their lives would be more or less the same as the generation before them.
Right.
We've grown up in this time where things are changing so fast. I don't even think we can measure the impact that has had on us, you know?
You're absolutely right.
But the hustle never changes.
The hustle never changes.
Well, you know who does change? Sergeant Tusk. If you look in your Twitter, Dan, I want you to just take a look at Sergeant Tusk and tell me how that strikes you. Because he's no longer a blobby cartoon walrus anymore. Now he's
has he been working out?
He's a manly walrus. He's kind of like my thing from Fantastic Four.
Cool.
Juicy man.
Cool, man.
Juicy.
I like his bazooka too.
He's always had his bazooka, but his bazooka.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the scale of it.
Yeah. Cool.
It's dope, man.
I could see him throwing down with a gorilla, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right, brother. All right.
Oh man, Patrick left. Patrick was in the green room. pull him in. Sorry.
Oh, hey,
watching, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on. I don't want to take up a spot. You got people wanting to be here to congratulate you. I just wanted to say you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Rodden.
You're
And
bringing
thank
it to
you
the
again
table. We love you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you again for having me on your thing. And what's rap night? Is that tomorrow night?
That's tomorrow night, everybody.
Oh my
Atomic
God.
Deuce on Rotten Glory tomorrow night. We got, you never know when it's gonna happen, but Fragaboom's gonna drop
Yeah,
some
that's
freestyle on us.
That's
All
what they invented this really cool thing where I mean I'm not even on the show for more than a minute. I drop in randomly. I drop in randomly and I give a whole minute of freestyle rap and then I leave.
He just mic drops out, man.
Yeah,
It's-
and I don't
it's
even
dope.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say until I'm there.
Yeah.
Hey, Rotten, are you in the chat right? There you are. Here. Boom. You are now a mod.
All right,
So
thanks,
we have
man. I appreciate it.
two new mods. You guys say what's up. You guys know them. They're familiar faces. Sheila Allen just
Yeah.
got wrenched up.
Cool.
Thank you for posting links, Sheila. And Rotten, you were wrenched up as well. So
Thanks,
now
man.
we got some more awesome mods kicking ass.
Cool,
But
dude.
Rotten, thanks for coming through, dude. Thanks for
Absolutely.
making
Nice
a little
meeting you, man.
space.
All right.
We'll see you
Talk
again.
to you later, Ron.
Peace
See you
out.
guys.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's great. We love him. All
He's
right.
working on. Just interrupt for 1 second, brother. He's working on a book too. He's not, super far along with it. But I just every time I hear someone's working on a book, I always like to push him and encourage him. Like, keep it going, man. Keep it going. Get that book out.
No, that is the something. Well, it's the main thing. If you go to my channel, which I started way back in. Hold on a second. I got to read this. Somebody bringing this up. Couch Studios, you mentioned film ATL. To be clear, when Will told Hilary Swank fart story, I joked about crew deposits in ATL bathrooms. My joke came from an old script, ATL, above the line, not your film, ATL. That's great, dude. No worries on that, man. Will Perdomo, he used to work for Magnolia.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing an installation at Hilary Swank's house. She wasn't home, but her sister was, and he said he had eaten a burrito, and it was one that was causing a rumble in the Bronx, if you know what I'm saying. And,
I've had that happen before.
So he was in there, and he was in a room by himself, and he was like, I got to let it go. So he let it go, and he said as soon as he did, Hilary Swank's sister and someone else walked in the room, and he said, you can kind of tell, like, when it hit her, because she said she was talking and then she put her hand up and was kind of like, well, okay. You kind of get like a perimeter.
Surprise.
So sorry, backtracking. My show is about creating positive energy in the realm of creativity in hopes of empowering and enlightening creativity in others through my example, through the example of my guests and the people I interview. Okay, baby. And one of the things I really love seeing is when there we go, the other headpiece is when other people are creating books, and I see young guys doing it, which makes me really happy. It makes me know and believe that the art form is not dying like people say. You see young guys like Phil Diaz over at Zaid Comics.
Good man. Him and his brother.
Yeah, making quality stuff. We had a nice discussion yesterday. We had an appearance of my friend Enrique, who has a shop out in Southern California called Comic Hero U.
Cool.
And we were talking about comics and are they dead? And the idea that people say little kids won't read comics because they're digital. And I'm sensing a bit of powerful energy.
Danger.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
guys
Good to
doing?
see you. I barely recognize you without the geisha gear on.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
There
you
you
know what's
are.
really fun? I still have it.
I know. Yeah, I saw that
Stained my
picture.
eye.
I love it. Hey,
Hey, quick question, Shay. What base are you at? Where are you stationed?
I'm over at Fort Meade.
Fort Meade. Okay.
Excellent.
Hey, Shay.
Yeah.
Hi, Adam.
A lot of love to Shay, always.
Yeah. So
Nice to meet you, Shay.
Adam, I wanted to bring you into this discussion as well because
Sure.
it's one, and mine's like maybe it's hopeful idealism, but the idea. There's another guy in the chat called Fragapop, but it's not you, Dad. That's weird.
Me.
It's a fake. No, it is you. It's two U's. That's weird.
Time travel, man. Time travel.
It is. That's where I got it from. But the idea, like a friend of mine was. I don't name names because sometimes it's controversial, but they're saying that comics are for 25 to 55-year-old men. And that's what these comics are being catered to, and that the kids are a lost cause because they're in their phones and tablets. And I actually have strong disagreement with that, because I feel like the idea that kids are only in their tablets and phones is very short-sighted. Their tablets and phones are gateways to their other interests. And I have my own petri dish here in my home. I've got a 1-year-old. She watches, Yo Gabba Gabba, but I've got my 6-year-old who loves Pokemon, who loves everything Pokemon. He loves the cards, he loves the games, he loves the comics. And then
everything requires dolls.
Well, she loves Monster High. She loves Ever After High. She finds out about these things through her phone.
Yeah, literally.
But if there was a Monster High comic book, she'd want it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so what my whole theory, which hasn't been proven, is you go where the kids are. You go. My kids aren't allowed to go here because it's a wacky place. But TikTok, YouTube, like we're doing now, and you show them stuff that can interest them, they're going to want to find your comic. And then we can inspire a new generation of readers that way, instead of going, they just want a video game. No, it's short-sighted.
Yeah, the thing, society does change over time and traditions change, but when so in the 1980s, when I was working on J. Jaguars when I was a kid, the rap about comics was, comics are just for kids. Comics are for kids. And it was like that until The Dark Knight came out. Now it's like, well, no, comics are just for me. Like, are they just for Adam Post? Like, so if Adam Post is 12 years old, then comics are for kids. If Adam Post is 50 years old, as I am now, then comics are just for Adam. It's like, well, are they going to be just for 70-year-olds 20 years from now? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
coloring books. Coloring books are what? Who are they for?
There's adult coloring books. So.
Yeah, the thing that's really
that is a little depraved. There should not be adult coloring books, but I might make one.
The thing that's really interesting. So I used to work for Diamond. Back when I was a kid, I used to be a warehouse boy, basically. And my buddy Fred, older guy, I'm talking, babies. This guy Fred, a good friend of mine, he's one of my mentors. He worked there too. And I was reading McFarlane's Spider-Man. It was the one where Scorpion and the Rhino were fighting each other, somewhere around 317, 319. Okay. And I was telling him, this is the best shit ever, man. This is the best. And I was like, you got to check it out. He's like, nah, I'm good. And I was like, what do you mean you're good? Because he was born in like 48, right? 1948. And he said, once you've seen it once, you've already seen it. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, I've seen the Spider-Man fight the Rhino and Scorpion, when Ditko drew it, when Romita drew it, when Kane drew it. I don't need to see McFarlane draw it, which made me really think about, later on, it made me think about comics as an experience. Most of us have been to a theme park like Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm. That's very esoteric, baby.
I know what it is.
I know you're in California. Some people go, "What the hell is a Knott's Berry?" But the thing that would happen at these things, and let's call their rides hobbies, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would get someone that would get on the comic book ride. They would wait in line. They'd get on that ride. They'd ride that ride and go, man, that was great. And then they go off and they go on to the video game ride, or they go off to the other ride, the doll ride, as she says. and they move on. But the thing about the thing about these rides is there's always new people getting in line. That line is always a long line.
For sure. And it's the parents that are introducing products to their children.
Right. But what ended up happening, guys, you guys are talking over me, guys. The thing that ended up happening, though, is that, and I don't know what year it happened. It was roughly like 98, 99, maybe, from my estimation, that no new people were getting on that ride. But a lot of the same people were getting off the ride and getting on again.
Yeah.
So that experience, they were going, I love this thing. But then they got to a point where, as creators, we had to keep, in an effort to keep those people, we had to keep kind of cranking the stories in a different way to keep their attention. Otherwise, it's just another Spider-Man versus the Rhino again. Right?
Well, I definitely think that there's potential for comics. I think there's potential for comics for kids specifically.
Yeah.
And I have kind of a controversial view, or maybe it's just so bizarre, like other people just like, what are you talking about? But before Todd McFarlane took over Spider-Man, before Jim Shooter left Marvel Comics had a house style where you had still incredible artists. Barry Windsor Smith, Frank Miller was there, but it was within certain limits that a Marvel comic looked, felt, and had an experience a certain way.
Yep.
There was also a certain respect for continuity within storylines for characters, but also within events taking place in the rest of that comic book world, that comic book universe.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that was not something.
Fell. It fell.
It fell. Baxter Building fell. Fantastic Four's headquarters. Then everyone knew in the rest of all the series, hey guys, when you're writing, just keep in mind this is going on. Also, don't have Spider-Man in 3 different places simultaneously in time, in continuity.
Right.
The thing about that magic, that ability to kind of keep all of the stories together, and they were all different stories of different relatable characters doing different things, that created that universe experience that we all kind of go back to as like, wow, that's so cool. A universe is not just a bunch of characters. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but to me, a universe is not just a bunch of characters. A universe has certain common themes throughout it, and has some kind of a continuity to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking strict. And we did publish that in 1995, 94 actually, with Triumphant Comics. We published Chromium Man, Scavengers. We only wound up being able to release about 50 color issues of comics for Triumphant because then we weren't able to kind of manage all of it. It was a little bit too much. But my point is this is when you take that experience out of the stories, it's like the Marvel film experience until they completely ruin it. It is unique what they've been able to capture with the storylines and the characters and the events and the common energy between all those themes. They replicated not just what Shooter did, because Shooter was just carrying on what other, he learned from other mentors, Stan Lee and Julie Schwartz, and all that. But when you take that away, how are the Marvel movies going to stand independently? Would anybody who saw Iron Man really go out of their way to see Bloodshot because it's somehow tangentially related to the world that they're in? It's like they're not related. They're completely separate. So with respect to the experience of reading comics, that loss of continuity, the loss of the aesthetic style, the loss of the house style and knowing what a Marvel comic feels like, the loss of the editor-in-chief's letter talking about what's going on internally, but also externally with a positive kind of vision towards the future of what you're doing. Like I was even noticing in Black Flag 1, you had your introductory letter and you were talking about what you were doing, and you mentioned Rob Liefeld, and this is the flagship title, and and that kind of introduction to the world, but also the common touch point every time that you picked up a Marvel book, it moved the story like a little far, even if it was a story in a bottle, meaning it was just it didn't move any continuity forward necessarily, but like nothing was lost.
I'm all in on what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. And having dealt with it, it's very difficult to do, but the payoff is extraordinary. And no one else, it can't be. You can't just bang it out and replicate it for money. It's something that it gets all planned out, and you get people involved, and you all decide that you want to execute this thing because you understand that builds the institution. That's where the
I wish you were in Georgia, dude. Honestly, you and I are
one of these days. One of these days.
Yeah, we're coming from very similar places, like incredible.
Dan, just quick, didn't you draw at least one time, as I recall, and that maybe I'm dreaming, but didn't you also draw at one time some Spider-Man issues?
Yeah, I drew a couple. I did Spider-Man Bad Rock, and it was funny. My experiences at Marvel were always like, who's the one that has the stories? Edgar Allan Poe, The Monkey Paw, like where you make a wish, you get your wish, but not the way you want. So my wish was always like, I wish I get to draw Spider-Man, and then I get an issue of Spider-Man, and he's in 2 panels. It's a story about Gwen Stacy's uncle. And that was like how it went. Or I always wanted to draw Wolverine in his costume, and then I got to draw 5 issues of Wolverine, but he was wearing jeans and a tank top the whole time. It was like one of those, you get what you asked for, but you know,
not quite what you were looking for.
Yeah.
You got to be specific.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be done with it.
We'll go do your Pokemon thing. He got Pokemon Go, and he wants to drive around and find Pokemon. We'll do that, but I got to eat lunch too. But let me keep talking here because this is good stuff. Yeah, I'm all in on a universe with continuity, especially what you're talking about. Like they actually have a clock. It's.
Oh yeah, we had a GCY calendar in Triumphant Comics. I'll try to dig up some scans and send them to you. We did a Galactic character universe. Was it Galactic calendar? Yeah. No, year. Galactic calendar year. That's what it was.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the continuity. Like we were talking about the Fantastic Four's home base. Like if they were doing construction and Spider-Man swung by it, he may not go, oh, hey, it's the Baxter building. You just see him going by construction. And if he's in Hell's Kitchen and something was going on in Daredevil, there's that. And every now and then, like the really smart ones would have a Daredevil issue and look up in the sky and Spider-Man is going by, like just
just like a little what the hell do you call it? What Easter egg kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. But I think for getting kids back in, I think is really simple. It's just exposing them to it, connecting to them where they are, and they are on their platforms. But it doesn't mean go digital. And I know this.
Physical for sure.
The reason I say that I believe this is because I'm living it, and perhaps it's very subjective. Maybe my kids will go after a comic because they see dear old dad does, but I'm doubtful. I
saw you were on with Peter Cimetti for quite a while. I didn't have a chance to watch the video yet, but I know it was very well received because it keeps popping up on my YouTube stream to like watch this. Did you guys discuss it, you and Peter? Because Peter does plenty of stuff for kids.
No, we didn't, and I like what Peter's doing too. It's a weird thing, man. It's like a sliding scale. I always think of these things as like we have a certain amount of things, and you're dealing with price points, you're dealing with units, you're dealing with how to make it work so that there's you don't need to make you don't have to be profitable where you're riding jet skis, flossing the bling, living in a mansion.
Just enough money for a bunny suit.
Yeah, enough money for the bunny. I like that.
Critical for sure.
That reminds me, arriving on the 11th.
Okay, that's my daughter's birthday. There we go.
Yeah,
well, that's plenty of time. Plenty of time to renegotiate.
My estimate. That was my estimate. I told Lily Bo, I said, I think I'll be wearing the bunny suit on your birthday. So that's perfect.
Yeah, perfect time.
So I will be wearing Frank on her birthday.
Yeah, that's
if we directly ask Peter, like, hey, can you show some stories and pictures of like kids enjoying alternate comics? Like, he's got kids that are really interested in alternate comics. Yeah. Steve Jeppy did an interview the other day with retailers, and he showed that like basically he's a big guy that just loves comics. He He appreciates the people that work hard to try to sell comics. He's going to support them as he has done, in the past. And he would be behind an initiative to get kids into comics. But as a distributor, there's just so much you could possibly do. But for a publisher, there's a lot a publisher could do, especially like with physical retail stores, they can have events. There's stuff that is a little harder with direct to consumer the way we're working.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think so. I think that one of the biggest problems that we have is when people think of children, people like to think of kids as like these tiny little beings that know nothing. And the problem is kids pick up so much from the world around them. And if we stop stunting them and pretending like they just aren't going to understand, like, hey, this Spider-Man, it's a little bit too advanced for my, 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid, that you don't know that. Give them an opportunity, because the way that they're going to learn is they're going to read something and go, I don't understand what this meant. And you can go ahead and have that kind of conversation and explanation, or they're going to know exactly what it meant. They're going to start craving it. And then they're going to start looking for all those Easter eggs, and being a child and feeling like you're brought into something bigger than yourself. That's amazing. That's why all of these kid shows do so well, is because they create an entire universe. And then they tell the kids, hey, why don't you come hang out with us for a little bit? And they go, oh my gosh, like, look at all of these characters that exist, all the places that they go, all the things that they do. I'm a part of something bigger than me. And I've got, this action figure or this toy or whatever. But when you're starting to talk about child psychology, people stunt what they think kids are capable of handling or thinking about so much, and to the detriment of the child.
100%. When I was working for Mattel, I was very privy to all of the studies that they would do, because they would bring all of this, all of the research to our meetings to kind of like rein our scripts in. Well, our research says, and we used to sit in on the focus studies with the kids, and they would say things like, somebody brought home a My Little Pony, and that's the competition at the time, but somebody brought home a My Little Pony doll to their kid, and the kid said, oh, they make pretend apps, like they, so that, that there was that sort of weird interface. So there is like a bit of a difference there. Going back what you were talking about, Adam, with the Jeppy stream, I was there in the chat. I saw and we were talking, like, this is one of the things I think should happen. And I don't know what the qualifiers are. I'm sure there are a lot of guys that would want to do it. I think in Comicsgate we could do it. And I'm friends with Cliff Biggers. I'm friends with Joe Field. I'm not a big fan of Brian Hibbs. I'm from the Bay Area, and he was always rude to me because
he's a wee bit shrieky.
It's
a good way to put it.
The Roy Root, R.I.P. He had stores in Berkeley. Brian Hibbs had stores in the city, and for some reason, those I call them hippie stores. Those hippie stores were anti-image, like you're one of the image guys, and they were just sort of rude. But guys like Cliff and I'm sidebarring. Guys like Cliff and Joe are really great. But,
what would be the mission, brother? I mean, those guys. I know Jeppy a little bit too.
Here's the mission. I'm all for returnability. And then I know a lot of publishers go, ooh, that's a big risk. But what we were saying, and I think Zach was saying it too, he was in the chat, is that good content doesn't get returned. I'd be scared shitless as a publisher now if you said full returnability and they're returning, the Gotham Highs and the Snowflakes, New Warrior type stuff. I get that. I wouldn't want all of my stock returned either. But if you put out good stuff and you're not, like, the thing that drives me crazy, I would go visit Cliff's store and I'd ask him, like, hey, do you have comic book X with the so-and-so cover? And he's like, yeah, but I had to order 50 of this book, not even the same book. I had to order 50 of this book to be able to buy this book,
get the other one.
And I'm like, yo, that's not good. It's creating artificial numbers. It's creating stock that they can't sell. That's not a partnership. That's publishers taking advantage. And what they really need to do, and cut the wokey bullshit. Hire really creative people that have their pulse on what people want to read, and get those comics in there. We need.
You know what questions I have for? I agree with the returnability also, and the thing of it is like for you and me as publishers.
Yeah.
Thank God Java the Cuck is here. Java, could you please straighten things out, brother?
He's gonna straighten it out.
Good.
Hey Dan, do you know Art
T-Bear? Yeah, Artie T.
Yeah.
And on Fridays we do a pontificators. We talk about specifically what you're talking about right now. We talk about this stuff, and you should come on sometime.
Absolutely.
Because I know that a lot of people would love to hear your insight expounded upon, especially with Art there too, and whatnot. And I think
I'm down.
I thought your voice sounded familiar, Zach. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man?
I've caught a few of the pontificators. It's always fun to listen to you guys talk.
Yeah, I love Art. Art's great.
Art's a lot of fun.
I'm known as the young lad.
The young lad. Nice. All right,
Adam,
cool.
Adam, what were you saying?
Okay, I was going to say here's. I mean, I was on a stream with Ethan and John Malin and I think Eric Weathers. He doesn't say a lot of times, but that's all right. But Eric Weathers, and we were actually talking to that same retailer guy who's hosting it, Dan.
Oh, Dan, yeah.
Dan Sheen, I think is his name. Nice guy, Palestinian. I'm Jewish. It's all good. All good in the hood. So we were talking or whatever, and we were kind of like screen sniping, watching the old video and talking about it with him. And he was talking about retail stores, and it was like, I went off because I was like, look, the problem is that the trust between the publisher and the retailer and the consumer was broken by the publisher.
100%.
The whole system is based on trust.
Yeah.
It was based on, look, Amazing Spider-Man number 301 is going to be good. We promise it's going to be cool. You're going to buy, so that everybody guarantees they're going to buy it. The whole system is based on that. And then you have publishers doing things now that are beyond the ridiculous in terms of the woke stuff and all that stuff. The returnability is a great idea to clean up the market, to just say, look, if it does not sell, it's going to hell.
I love it. I love that.
And what's more is there's a lot of physical handling with returnability and all that stuff. Diamond needs to make their money too. And it's like a Brian Hibbs guy doesn't understand, like I didn't mean disrespect to him, but it seems like he's just focused on him. Yeah. If you're part of the chain from the consumer to the guy who makes the comics, you have to make sure everybody's doing okay. From the distributor has to make money. I don't begrudge them their money. It's fine. The retailer has to make money, and the consumer has to be satisfied at the end.
100%. And so, go ahead.
It's a balancing act across three different parties.
So we all have to be looking out and being like, "Hey, is my distributor okay? Is he making money?" Like you got to worry about when you're in charge or when you're part of something. And you're all in this chain together. Any break in the chain, everybody's screwed.
Exactly. It's the weakest link in the chain.
Yeah, weakest link in the chain. That's how strong the chain is. And we're all part of that chain. That's why we like Comicsgate. We're like, look, we got bills to pay. We got kids to take care of. These are our passion projects. We want to make money and make this a serious thing. But we gotta make sure that things are under control. So it's not that I don't trust Steve Jeppy. I trust Steve Jeppy. I don't trust Brian Hibbs. And I don't trust a lot of these retailers. Like, I'm just putting my whole life into those guys' hands, and they're going to tell me it's not woke enough. Like my zombies are too hungry, or something like that. Like, sell the freaking books. But I don't blame them as much as I blame the major companies who have not been looking out for the customer. They haven't been looking out for the retailers. I think that with Jeppy loves comics. I mean, the guy is like,
he does.
He loves comics. So I could see talking to him and saying, hey, help us figure out here. How are we going to, what do you think publishers, we're all publishers. There's a ton of, we did just, I don't know if you saw it announced today or not, Dan and the rest of CG, we just cleared 2 million retail.
I saw that. Saw that.
And that's fantastic. You're a big part of it. And I was on RGE. He's a big part of it. And, we're all a part of it. But why as publishers would we not want to sell to comic book stores? It's because we have to make sure our interests are protected. And we're happy to help retailers, but we need to figure it out. So maybe a summit with Jeppy to talk to him and be like, look, you tell me why. You tell me what could you do to protect our interests and help these retailers, and we'll talk.
I think it needs to come in phases too, because it is a multi-pronged issue between the publishers, the distributor, and retail. And even like as publishers, we represent something slightly different because we're wearing many hats. I'm I'm a publisher. I'm a creator. I oversee, I'm also an editor. I've got to oversee my people. What I try to do, my favorite year, for many reasons, is 1989, and I love 1989. When I always use this example. You go into a comic book shop. John Byrne is on the stands. Walt Simonson's on stands. Art Adams on stands. Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, Dale Keown, Eric Larson, Jim Lee, Will Sprotasio, Mark Silvestri. They're all on. Yeah, it does say Jim Lee right there. They're all on stands. But the thing that was beautiful about '89 is it was sort of pre-speculator. It was before the Spider-Man #1. It was before the X-Force. It was before they went, let's try to get them to buy 5. Like it was right before. I have a saying, it's before the banana goes brown. It's right before the banana went brown, and then it went crazy. But I feel like '89 was the healthiest because there was a reverence and respect by the creator for their reader, like Comicsgate is, to create great shit. The publishers this was when DeFalco was in command, and I love DeFalco. He was maintaining some of the shooter ideology, which again, like you said, came from Stan and
It
Mark.
was older stuff.
There was that respect. I wasn't really a DC guy, but DC was living large in '89, as from the Superman stuff. But that was a time when I feel like it was the most utopian, Camelot-like. I think if we look at that as a model and say less titles, better titles, vet the creative. I'm talking to the publishers right now. Vet the creative.
I have my arm back.
Don't, pardon my French, don't fuck your retailer, you assholes.
Yeah, keep them in business.
It's super short-sighted to do that, like buy 50 of this, get one of these. It's super short-sighted. The numbers
like stealing from Paul to pay Peter,
right? Yeah, exactly. Get a price point that kids can afford, because that's another part.
That's a major part.
Yeah, if Samedi can do things at $1.50.
Well, you know how Samedi does things, and he's legit. He's up front, and he's got people waiting in line to work with him. The way Samedi has low prices is
bulk.
No, it's not. He doesn't make it up in volume. What he does by bulk printing a bunch of titles at once, he gets a better price on that. But his main thing is the creative team are partners with him. He gives up 80% of the profits to them from whatever the books generate, which sometimes could be very little and sometimes could be more than others. It's not going to be great money. There probably aren't full-time creators living off those checks, but so there aren't also in other parts of the industry as well. But the books are all made with love. Could a big company do what he's doing? They could, and they could pay the levels, and exactly what you're saying, Dan. Just from just two other Shooter insights from talking to Shooter over the years. When he was at Valiant, before he was thrown out of Valiant.
That dirty Mazarski. That's what was going on over there.
Yeah, they were up to, but I don't know why he picked him as a partner. I mean, you got to really look into who you're working with. And it's like if you can't just marry somebody off the street, it's not going to work so good.
Right.
And unfortunately, that kept happening with Shooter. And then look, nobody's perfect either in their own right. But two things about Valiant. One, when they were selling a lot of books, one of the things he announced in his letter his editorial column was, well, I'm looking at lowering prices as our sales go up because I want to have more people reading these comics. Right. He was aware of the threat of selling more because it was speculative. So in his mind, like having that lower price would build in a floor of real readers. And that's what all the speculation is built on. Even if you're selling 10 copies for every reader, that's fine as long as you have more readers. The other thing was limiting the number of releases, where he's like, listen, I will never do more than 18 comics a month. As a publisher, I looked at it and I'm like, what? Because as a kid back then, he just very much explained. He's like, look, I'm not going to take on more than I know I can control and make sure it stays really good.
Right.
And also, I don't want to do more books than I think a kid could possibly buy in a given week.
Right, and that was another thing that Marvel did, where they were kind of disrespecting I don't know whose
Yeah,
whose
is that
microphone
Shay's on you or mine?
No,
Maybe
it's not
Shay.
Shay. She's on mute right now. So
Not
It's
Shay.
not
Shay's
me, I'm pretty
awesome.
sure it's Pat.
Maybe.
no,
There you go.
I think it's my dad's. I just muted
Oh,
him, and
yeah.
he's not even
Perfect.
there. I'm gonna kick him to open up the spot. He can still be in the green room and whatnot. But Marvel, when they would do the creep in 9091 is where the banana went bad, because they went, we got this epic summer event and it goes over all of our titles and we're going, bi-weekly, and they were killing the kid, they were killing or their audience. I was a late teenager when that stuff was going on. I like the idea of limiting your rollout, like your titles. Like I have over 45 ideas, 10 of which I think are good, 5 of which I'm going to put out, and I'm going to leave it at 5. I'm going to invite some other people to come in with their ideas if they want to bring them to Incredible Comics. But the main thing is maintaining the quality, not taking advantage of the reader. Oh, Patty's in the house. What up, Patty?
What up, Patty?
Well, I got to mute my stuff. I don't want to echo.
Okay, sounds good. When I see my dad come back, we'll bring him back. But the we need to find the sweet spot of the price point that works, because you said Peter can make that work because he splits it 80 with his people, but I don't know. I think comic books as a living should be a job. I don't think comic books as a side hobby, like you go work 9 to 5, do your
the thing is, Peter does amazing for what he does. He keeps all his, he's an incredible hustler, promoter, lover of comics. He sells advertising in his comics, which pretty much nobody else does anymore. The advertising, I think, covers the actual cost of the printing. Right. He resells the printing. He's like 100% hustle a minute. But there is something to be said for, like, all right, of course you want to offer an opportunity to a creator where they're able to make regular money as well. And so just splitting out 80% of the profits to have a low price point, I
think on a regular floppy newsprint, like, but even newsprint isn't cheap. He has a great supplier, and because newsprint is actually more expensive because it's rarity. A lot of people don't know that printing on newsprint is more expensive because it's harder to get. I know Rooster Punchers.
Would that change if a lot of people started printing on
for sure. But
I think we can get pretty good pricing on it, to tell you the truth.
What needs to happen is publishers need to find a sweet spot. In Mattel, we called it the price point. Like we would create a doll that was the ideal. Then they would do this thing called cost reduction to get it to be able to sell. Like this is our $9.99 doll. This is our $15 doll. This is our $19 doll. And the product itself was cost reduced, whether it was the packaging, whether it was how the thing whether it was how the thing was made. They got it to a price point they knew they could sell and that it would be profitable. If we can do that, hey, and Dad, I see you in the green room. Dad, you're in the green room. I see you. Don't worry, he's got his hat back on.
Could I jump in real quick and say something, and I can jump out to let you guys.
Yeah, no problem, Patty. What's up?
You guys are talking about kids and reading and comic books, and sorry, my kid is just right here trying to get on the screen too.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I work with kids, and I work with kids who are learning how to read. And the thing about comic books is that they offer something that just regular stories don't. Like, as comic book readers, we know things like, the artwork supports the text in that story. You don't have a person walking down the road and it says, "Oh, I'm walking down the road." They're co-equal. And like, when you're learning how to read as a kid, having things like that where an image supports the story and gives you further details is incredible. And it bridges the gap so they can learn how to read.
It's wonderful tool.
Like, not every kid learns the same way. And so some kids are really tactile. Some kids learn because they see an image that goes along with the words, or that they can hear something being read out loud. And so having a comic that literally is, I'm going to give you words that you have to read that you're still learning. I'm going to give you picture that gives you context. And I might read it out loud to you so you can also hear it. The more senses you're engaging, the stronger that connection is going to be for that kid, the better they end up learning in the long run.
Yeah. Do you guys know the creator Gene Yang? He was he made some really cool books like American Born Chinese, and he was on Superman for like a little bit, and then did All New Superman, which I thought was actually a pretty cool book. He had the first, I think it was the first graphic paper published in a journal, an academic journal.
Yeah.
And he used to be a math teacher, and what he would do is like use sequential art to teach math, and it's really incredible to rewind it at your own speed. Unlike a video or a teacher, you can just move back exactly and work only at your own pace. So kids love comic books. I have floppies in my classroom. Like I have a big stack of them. And you don't need to do much to get a kid interested in a comic book.
No, it takes you into another world, and there's so much awesomeness you can do. And I think maybe that's why the wokies are trying to do what they're doing. I don't know.
They're trying to destroy all forms of entertainment, all forms of media, anything that competes with their religion.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it just because it doesn't line up with their point of view? Is that why they're trying to destroy it?
They don't have a point of view. They have a victimhood, and they have a victim status, and that's what they want to maintain. And so they'll move the goalpost for as long as they can to keep their victimhood, because they start turning on each other when everyone finally says, okay, fine, we'll do it your way. And we all back off. And then the next thing you know, they're like, well, gay men are men too. And like all of a sudden now gay men are on the outs, or like, hey, there's this other issue over here because, well, you're just not woke enough. And they start turning on one another, and people who used to be in the inner circle are now moved out of it because they want to be upset, and they want to feel angry. Right. And I think the reason for it is because it's so much easier to put your problems and your insecurities off on everything else in the world and off on society than it is to look at yourself and say, maybe I'm unhappy because I need to do something to better myself. Because that's a hard conversation to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to head out.
A lack of introspection.
Thank you for your contribution to the panel, man. Great seeing you. We're going to bring in back Pop, Frega Pop.
I was listening. Shay, you've got wisdom beyond your years.
I was an aunt at 3. I've done a lot of this.
At 3?
At 3 years old, yeah. My siblings are significantly older.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think again, going back to the retailer, distributor, customer thing, I think Comicsgate is doing it right. We're giving the best quality that we can do. We are, listening to the fans, listening to the customers. Our price points are in a place where they're good for our audience, because we're delivering quality. I mean, Adam's giving them hardbound. I'm giving perfect bound. Ethan,
I am perfect bound. Just so
I know you're perfect bound, man. I've seen your flesh.
I'm hard in my heart, but it is perfect.
You're great. But the other thing too is like my kids. This guy over here, he plays a lot of internet games on the phone, and some of these games, to upgrade them, it's like, Dad, can you come over here? I need Poke Gems or whatever the hell he wants.
He's playing nothing, right?
And it's like a $4.99 upgrade to this free game, right?
Yeah.
And I end up doing that probably 2 or 3 times a month, and I realize like that's a price point that a parent wouldn't mind paying. $4.99 I think is a nice sweet spot. This $8.99 business is out of control.
Yeah,
$4.99 is good. You can go in get 4 comics.
Dan, you know what I think happened, and I told Steve Jeppy this. He's just like a Facebook friend. We don't spend weekends together or anything, but we chat a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
What DC did with Diamond and retailers, people don't even understand. What they did was they went around Diamond to sell directly to the 2 big mail order customers that sell mail order comics direct to consumers, competing with comic stores at deep discounts. They're like 40% off.
Right.
Those mail order. So when you say it's $8.99 for a comic, it's $8.99 for a comic at a comic store. But for the mail order retailer, what is that? It's $5.40.
Oh, so their margin is so tiny, man.
Their margin is tiny,
Yeah.
but now they're taking business away from a retail store. So what's happening is a $9 retail is no longer a $9 retail. It's really a $5 retail because you're getting it at a discount as a direct to consumer. And there was a chat I got involved in open on Twitter, and someone was like, yeah, Adam, there's no way I'd be buying comics unless I was buying them at a discount from these discount services. So they're creating kind of a whole new animal where, yeah, there are people buying comics, but the market's collapsed more than people realize because a lot of the people that are buying them at such a deep discount as consumers, as customers, that it's not the same thing. That even if those discount mail order companies went away, they would lose a lot of volume as a result. So they've done something to lower the value of the price points in such a weird way that it forever kind of it damages and changes the market. And
hey, Adam,
Sure.
I sitting here listening to this, I just had a thought. Maybe it's already been done.
Mhm.
There's a comic book store, and it might not be here much longer, called Flying Colors Comics.
He knows about Joe Field.
Yeah, I don't know him, but I know of him. Sure.
Okay, well, the question is this. If it already hasn't been done, do you think it would be beneficial to have somebody like Joe on here, like right now, and get his take on it?
That's not a bad idea. I think it'd be good to talk to retailers and see what they're experiencing. I mean, number one, to answer your question, absolutely. Yes, it's a good idea. But my follow-up to it is just like, these guys have just been abused for so freaking long.
Yeah.
What I want to ask Steve Jeppy is, and I've thought about this for years, is like, hey, wait a minute. Is it a good business to be a comic book store? Because it looks horrible to me. I know how difficult it is to be a publisher, but in the 80s, it was a good business to be a comic book store because you could see you're selling your comics for like $1.25, $1.50 or whatever. Yeah. Whatever didn't sell, you could sell as a back issue in a few months later for $3. And maybe a year later, you're going to get your money back double or triple because they're getting them at half off. Now they've got, like Dan is saying, $8.99 comics and $5 comics. They can't, and a lot of them aren't good enough that people are going to go looking for those back issues. Plus, there's a competition with digital. Plus, there's a competition with publishers that keep releasing these trade paperbacks that make the single issues not desirable anymore. Because if you were going back and looking for old issues, like why bother? Just get it all in the trade paperback. So the retailer just constantly getting stuck. And it's like, Joe Field's, anyone who stays in business as long as Joe Field is, he's a good retailer. He's a good businessman. If he had comics that he could sell, he'd be able to sell them. But the problem is it's just the whole model is so broken because of the major publishers. So, well, look, the main thing is as publishers, we're not really we're small publishers. We're not in a position to do anything other than ask questions, come up with ideas, and say, listen, if you want us to sell to comic stores, tell us how it's going to work out, that Dan's not going to get hurt, that Adam's not going to get hurt. You want us to take a risk? We'll take a little bit of a risk. We can afford to do that, but help us do that. And I actually think Steve Jeppy would be interested in talking about it. I think he'd be interested in trying to figure out how he could help, especially if it was going to get kids involved.
I think the going for the multi-pronged attack, you identified, we already have an idea of what the working model was, right? And and like I said, for me, my humble opinion is that it was 1989. So if you take that product and you abstract it and you say, what does it take? What's the page count? What's the price point? What is the affordable unit? We already agree that the content must be superior, and you make it returnable. So you have a good product at a good price point that's returnable. So you're taking care of the customer, you're taking care of the retailer, and the distributor is going to be taken care of. I think the solution is really clear. It's just going to take time, and it's going to take time to get on board. And also the other part is that the big two, the quote unquote big two, the Disney and AT&T, as we can call them now.
Yeah.
I don't even want to call them Marvel and DC anymore, but Disney and AT&T, it's a different set of bureaucracy. When I worked at Mattel, we called it churn, like the idea of an idea moving. We all, in the 6 years I was there were so many good ideas that would go into this churn that nothing would ever happen. And that's a big issue. I think what needs to happen is that these retailers need to embrace smaller publishers, smaller retailers, guys like Comicsgate, in a place where, you know, I want to find out. I get retailers asking me all the time, because I'm very retailer friendly, how can I get Black Flag in my store?
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
But I don't, you know, they don't want that $25 price point, and also they're combating against the fact that I'm, you know, we're talking directly to our fans on a daily basis, right?
We have to do what we have to do as creative people, and
That's right.
crowdfunding is not different than what Diamond's been doing for years. They've just been doing the Fred Flintstone version of crowdfunding. They go out, they have previews, they say, hey, we got these comics coming out in 3 months. This is what the cover is going to look like. Oh, yeah? All right, good. Put me down for 2 of those. Put me down for 1 of those. Then the stores collect all their orders. The stores say, okay, look, I pre-sold 112 of these things. I'm going to put another 50 on there for the rack, or 100 on there for the rack. And then they give the orders over to Diamond. Diamond goes and tabulates all the orders and comes back to the publisher and say, hey, look, we crowdfunded. We spoke to retailers who spoke to their customers, and they went ahead and bought a whole bunch of these books. This is the non-returnable purchase order we're going to give you to produce those comics. And they give us that. So it is crowdfunding. It's not that different. So the two things have to come together.
A little more organized.
It's just, but of course, us doing direct to consumer is different in a lot of different ways. But the same idea of, like, you get a crowd together, they pre-commit to ordering. That's another reason why returnability wouldn't hurt us so much, is because a lot of the books, they're not just being bought to be thrown on a newsstand. Like I worry about Mitch Breitweiser's thing, because he doesn't have pre-committed customers in that returnable thing where they're selling comics.
No, it's
returnable to Walmart. I've sold returnable to
terrifying.
Walmart. Peter said it on a Ethan stream. He's like, man, they might they're going to probably get killed. I was like, shh, don't say that. But
we don't want that, but there's
I've been worried about that for a long time, but
a high likelihood. Hey, I'm going to hold on a second. I got to sidebar. I got to do 2 things. Zach, thank you so much for joining the show. I gotta kick you. I'm going to be bringing in Rooster Puncher, who also works for Peter over at Alterna. So he's got a PV. But thank you so much.
You're going to be on tonight, right? Drawn in Quarter Van Edition? Because I'll see you there.
Do you know what time that is supposed to be?
Yeah, it is. For me, it's at 9 o'clock, and I'm in Central. So
is that 10 o'clock for me?
10 Eastern, yeah.
Yeah, 10 Eastern.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew I was supposed to be on something tonight. I just didn't know when or where. Thank you for reminding me, man.
Yeah, no problem. I will see you later. Bye,
Thank
Shay.
you
Bye,
so
everybody.
much for being part of the conversation, man.
Talk to you, Zach.
See you later.
Bye,
You guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Spencer, aka Rooster Puncher. He's in the house. We're also going to check in on how we're doing on Black Flag Pineapple Perception just for a second.
I thought you said when you were done doing that, you get back.
We are at 1,003 backers, and on the road to 85. But we have Rooster Puncher, aka Spencer, who has a unique POV since he does a lot of stuff with Peter over at Alterna. What is up, Spencer?
This wasn't coordinated either. I was already wearing this shirt. What's going on, guys?
How are you?
Dude, I almost threw on my Team Comics shirt this morning, but it had sleeves, so I had to, choose a sleeveless shirt.
Such oppression. Oh man, nothing really going on actually. It's been an insane week, and today is.
As a creator at Alterna, you've got Voidwalker out now. You've got Hellseekers coming out, and people can sign up to your pre-launch.
Yeah, and before Hellseekers, I got Can't Kill Cade coming later this summer.
There you go. You got Can't Kill Cade. Tell us about your feelings on our discussion.
Alterna in general, I love it. Pete's great. I was joking around in chat that you guys have only seen like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Pete's hustle.
I don't doubt that.
There's not really an off switch for Pete. Like Pete has my number just like you do. Like that dude texts me a bunch, DMs me on Twitter constantly. Like even when Peter's off to the rest of the world, I'm still talking to Pete 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Pete's great, man. I'll go to bat to Pete forever. Before we even signed with Peter, I was essentially security when he was getting death threats.
Yeah. That means he's doing it right. You know, when there are people out there that are afraid of what he's doing, it means he's doing it right. But, you know, I don't think we'll ever bring comics back to the heyday. And again, it's very subjective as to what the heyday is. You know, I say it's pre-speculator, before the baseball card collector said, hey, I can buy a case of Spawns and send my kid to college. You know, those were not real numbers. I was a part of that. I was very much a part of that. But also, I feel like 1989 was the sweet spot because I could go into a comic book store with the amount of money that a 16-year-old can have and get a handful of comics that I wanted. And I felt very satisfied and wanted to go back every week. It was, you know, not just a habit, but like something very exciting to be into. I think that idea will return again. I don't know what shape or form. I know it won't be digital. I am not opposed to digital, but I think digital is a supplemental. I give away my digital stuff. I give my digital as a way.
It's like a German translation. There's nothing wrong with a German translation, but you're not buying it for a German translation. It's like, oh, cool, my book's in German.
Right, exactly right. We've got a super chat from number one Marvel fan, and then we'll jump into what you got to say, Luke. Doing a big deal this weekend in my stores to help. Tomorrow is payday here. Giving deals if they show they ordered a book. Let's get this to 100K fast. Thank you so much, number one Marvel fan.
Awesome. Yeah, there you go. So he's giving a discount. Number one Marvel fan. That's awesome. You're giving a discount in your store if people can show that they backed Black Flag, if I'm understanding what you said.
That's rad.
Good move.
Now, because I've been thinking, it's so funny. Like, Dan, we're so smart, you and me. We sit around thinking, like, oh, let's figure this out. Sometimes the crowd already knows what to do.
Yeah.
You just got to reach out to people. And this guy's not just the crowd. He's obviously a successful business guy. He's got a couple of stores. It's not an easy business.
Exactly.
That's a great idea. So you back Black Flag, go into the store, get a discount at the store. And that's how we're helping each other.
I forget how Dan referred to it, but it's that cross-pollination, like bringing in CG and all these other guys and figuring out different ways to do things.
Cross-pollination. And obviously, well, you'll tell us how it works. If you would, please follow me on Twitter at Comics We Love. I think
I'd love to know what shop that is.
Yeah, we want to know what shop it is. We want to promote you a little bit. Put the word out, especially if it helps Dan too. Why not?
I'm a little sad because Saturday was supposed to be Free Comic Book Day, and obviously because of the world at large the way it is, it's not going to happen. Hopefully, it'll be rescheduled. I've heard whispers and rumors that it will be in September.
It will definitely reschedule.
Tweet out that OG Black Flag, man.
Yeah, well, that's a great idea for
Free Comic Book Day hashtag.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure that'll be trending by like noon.
I'm going to be giving out. You know what? I'm giving out free Gear Station that day. I'm going to give out the
give out free Black Flag Pineapple Perception.
No, I'm not giving away Pineapple Perception, young man. I love it. He's like, he's getting into the spirit. And give away your car, Dad. People need cars.
He's frag business now.
Don't give the grand
That's right.
away.
There you go.
That's great.
Well, guys, this has been a wonderful discussion. You know, we started off with the Pork-tacular event of getting us the campaign to 1,000 backers. That happened thanks to lovely people like Shay having me on the show. Thanks to guys in the panel. Thanks to the chat. Thanks to Comicsgate. Very appreciative of everything so far. It's lunchtime for me.
Eat 'em up.
Yeah, I need to eat something. I'm realizing my smarts go away as I get hungry. So I'm gonna. Oh, he's want me to take him out. He's got Pokemon Go, so we're gonna drive around to Poke spots.
Very cool.
And safe social distancing as always.
Absolutely.
But you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Keep these things in mind, and I really think, you know, these discussions need to happen. I believe that it's cooperation on all hands. I think that people need to leave their butt hurtness at the door. You know, if they would think a little broader, with a wider sort of omniscient view of the thing as a whole, and realize that it's a multi-pronged problem, address each thing. I mean, the end result, and this is something that gets talked about on Twitter. Somebody had said, "My client is the publisher. I don't have to do customer service as a writer. The person who pays me is my client." I am sorry, guys, and not you, because I'm sure you guys will wholeheartedly agree.
Oh, yeah.
The person who ends up holding your comic and experiencing it is who we are here for. The end. So we need to think about them, and it starts there. So we think about that product, how to make the best product, make the best, most affordable product. We think about our retailer, and we think about their problems individually, and not any sort of subjective, greedy problems. I'm talking like, you're in business to make money. You're in business to keep people reading comics, and then you take that over to Diamond and say, how can that happen? Publishers need to stop fucking gouging their customers. They need to stop gouging the retailers. The retailers are our partners. We're all in this together. That's my say. I'm Fragaboom. You've been watching the Couch Doodle Show. Again, thank you guys so much. And John Malin, bacon is the best pork.
Yo, Vince is in chat.
Vince is in the chat. What up?
Shout out to Christian Rossi real quick too, because it's his birthday today.
Oh,
He's
happy
the artist
birthday.
on Voidwalker.
Happy
My boy.
birthday. Happy
And Vince is
birthday.
in chat. Anybody that was asking who's the artist on Hellseekers, he's my co-creator on that.
Excellent.
Who makes everything look so kick-ass.
Yeah, let's, before we close out the show, let's do one more thing. We'll go around the clock. Death Metal Hero, what you got to say?
Brian Polito does his Kickstarter. You get the Prestige 48-page Prestige format book with all the accoutrements and the goodies, right? He then splits that up into two, does issue 1 and issue 2 of the subtitle of Lady Death, whatever it is, like Scorched Earth. And then he releases a smaller version of that through Diamond that goes into retail stores.
When you say smaller version, he's 2 single issues. Does he collect it again?
No.
Just 2 singles.
Just 2 single issues that come out through the store.
So you're saying he crowdfunds the Prestige one, like the one that you definitely want.
Perfect bound.
But yeah,
Perfect bound, yes.
But then there's going to be a whole degree of people that they don't know about the campaign, or they missed out.
Yep.
But they can get it. So he puts that through the Diamond or the direct market.
Yep.
So that retailers can order it and fans can get it. What is his success rate on that? They're selling?
They're selling. Yeah, he keeps doing it.
What he does by doing that is it gives him an outlet for his high-end specialty, expensive collectible covers as
For
well
Fiend Nation.
through retailers. But he's also able to then get those people aware of Lady Death. So when you buy the floppy versions of the Prestige, then you're able to be aware next time he does a campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets people. It's also to recruit people for crowdfunding. So you sell to multiple markets. I think it's a great model. I intended to do something like that before Comicsgate. Being in Comicsgate now, I may do it again. I think it's a great idea. And essentially, Peter's doing that with
Clint.
Downcast. Yeah, with Clint.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to bring up. That model. Brian. He wants to get the people that don't know about crowdfunding. Because in the store that I work in, there are people that have been buying comics from Vanessa for 30 plus years, right?
Yeah.
They don't care about online. They don't care. They don't know about Kickstarter or Indiegogo or anything like that. They just want to buy comics through their comic shop. That's the market that he's aiming for with the, splitting it up and then doing the two.
It's working.
That's how we
thanks, Dale.
Excellent. That's great. Adam, you got anything you want to say before we close?
Just going to remind people, you check me out, AdamPostSpeaks.com. Hit me up on YouTube because I do videos there. College of the Dead prototypes. The book is shipping in June. You can get to the College of the Dead campaign. Dan, thanks for showing it. We definitely sold some copies. I appreciate that, brother. Big help.
You're welcome, man.
Even if you refresh it, I think we sold some copies since.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a refresh.
We got freshy. We broke 21 today.
There you go. Congrats, man.
Yeah, thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
To get to it, you could just go to collegeofthedead.com. It'll always take you right to it. It's an easy way to find a link.
Very smart. Very smart.
Very, very appreciated. And Dan, I'll be looking for you later. We could always connect. Thanks for having me on the stream.
Of course.
Great to see Shay. Great to meet you, Spencer. Death Metal Hero.
Yeah.
And Frag Pop. I wish I could get my dad on live. I may call him on my cell phone. I just think it's great when family's involved. It's awesome.
Yeah, some insight. My dad's a big Blackhawk fan.
You bet.
Spencer,
Oh, yeah.
Spencer, what you got to say, man? Give us give you 1 minute. Do it.
Check out Voidwalker. Pre-order Can't Kill Cade. I'm pretty sure that's already up on the Alterna website.
Where can they find it? What's
alternaaccess.com?
I'm gonna pull that up. Or
just alternacomics.com, and you can go through all the fun stuff on there. Sign up for the Hellseekers pre-launch page. We got that up and going now. Anybody that signs up this week is actually getting a free little postcard in the mail, possibly a little sketch on the back.
Awesome.
And keep a lookout for the Hellseekers campaign. We'll probably be launching late July, early August right now with everything going on. And in my day job, I kind of work in like coins and numismatics.
Cool.
And I just got a picture of the preview for the hot new coin coming in, and it's a fucking coronavirus coin.
Okay.
Surprising nobody.
Yeah, it's just like the COVID disease, like little molecule guy, whatever the hell it's called. I'm pretty drunk already, but
nice.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Excellent. Well, dude, thank you so much, Pop Frega. You got anything that you want to talk about? You got 1 minute before we close out.
Okay, just quickly, in my experience, and it's somewhat extensive, I found that the more information you have, the more people you have involved in something that are affected, the better your solution will be with more data. So getting more people in there, like I said, like the retailers and stuff, like on here, I think would be a good idea and a good start.
It's a great idea.
I'll reach out to Joe and Cliff. Like I said, they're friends of mine, and I think we get a good panel in here.
I'm sure you could.
I know Kyle Putenkammer, who also has a shop out here called Galactic Quest.
I like that.
He likes that shop. So I can probably get three guys that have big strong shops. I don't know anybody over at Diamond. I don't know if we can get somebody to rep Diamond, but get somebody from distribution, get somebody from publishing. That's us. Get somebody from retail.
Find somebody that knows somebody.
Somebody to redeem Jeppy in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not in the same boat as you guys.
I'm not a Jeppy fan.
That guy owns every dollar of Voidwalker thanks to all of this.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I've had.
Oh yeah, dude. He boned every small publisher out there. So Jeppy ain't good in my eyes till things change.
He is going to pay. He's just paying a little bit late, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
No,
they're pretty good about blowing smoke and taking their time with emails. So I can't imagine paychecks are going to be any quicker.
Keep an eye on it.
All right, Jay. Last but not least, the lady. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I guess if people want to hear more about a lot of these indie comics that are coming out, go check out Red Valkyrie on YouTube. I normally have a co-host, but unfortunately, Cyborg Valkyrie is out of the country until probably October, November timeframe. So it's just me. But we have fun. We had Fraga on. It was super fucking awesome. We went way longer than I thought we were going to because it was just good conversation.
I talk. That's what I do.
I like it. It was great. And so we got some good people lined up for the rest of this week. And we're going to have Fraga and the whole crew back on sometime soon. I've had Adam on a couple of times.
Yeah, awesome.
It's been awesome.
Show. All right, guys. Thank you. We're almost at the 2 hour.
Lunchtime.
2 minutes.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. Gonna get my
2 minute warning.
Arugula and blueberries. Well, we're doing it right now.
I got a few more hours of fasting and black coffee, but
my fast ends at I get to start eating at noon. So and I stop at 9. So I'm hungry.
Yeah, last night
you guys, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. Share the channel, share the campaigns. If you haven't checked out Vinny Art's Into the Woods, check that out. That's fulfilling now. Go check out Liam Gray, Xenotype, Ethan Van Skyver's Wreck Planet. John Malin isn't got anything going on, but check out John Malin because he's awesome. He's going to have some new stuff coming. And then check out that Star Wars girl. She's got a really cool Vampirilla cover over at Indiegogo. That's it. I'm Fragaboom. You've been watching the Couch Doodle Show. We will see you.
Hail
guys soon.
comics.
Hail
You've been
comics.
boom.